No, I've told you no applause. Hello and welcome to the channel. Those of you who are regular viewers will know that I like to keep my eye on the legacy media, and today I've come across an article from the Sun talking about 3 jobs that Monty Don has advised that you do in September to make sure you get gorgeous blooms come the spring. So we're going to go into it. We're going to go into the detail. There are a couple of, well, there's one big mistake. First of all, it's got 3 jobs to do on the title of this piece, and yet there's 4 in the body of the article. So someone can't count. Anyway, I will forgive them for that. But there's a little bit of issue going on in there, and I'll go into that in a bit more detail. So let's stop the waffle. We'll get on with job number 1. Now, job number 1 is to do with watering, in particular 3 plants that Monty is interested in. He wants to make sure that you're watering these rhododendrons, azaleas and camellias. He says that because the buds of these plants are forming at this time of year. Well, that's not quite true, because they start forming immediately after they finish flowering. What these buds are doing now are they are developing, they are engorging themselves with nutrition and building up to quite a big fat bud. And of course, if you are experiencing a period of drought, which we were, although that's completely changed, it's been raining for most of the day, then there's a risk that the plant will become stressed. If they become too stressed, they will divert energy from producing the new buds, particularly on those camellias. They have big massive buds, are absolutely stunning. I'll probably show you, I've got a couple here. They can abort them, they can in extreme cases drop them, or they can become prone to fungal infections like bud blasts. It is quite disappointing. So yes, absolutely, during periods of drought, during the summer, make sure these plants are fully turgid, because we don't want to lose any of these buds come the spring, because that will affect your spring display. So yes, it's correct, but not quite right with the bud forming. Does anyone care about that? What's important is that they flower. So get on with it. If you haven't watered them, do it now, especially those plants that are growing beneath the canopy of an established tree, because your camellias will be competing with that tree and its root system for the water, and you know who's going to win. It will be the tree and not your camellia. So be careful about that. Be sensitive to the issues of your camellia. So if they're dry, water them in their native habitat. They will be kept regularly moist in a free draining soil all year. So there you have it, watering. The second job is this, and Monty is absolutely correct. Now is the perfect time to go out and buy your spring flowering bulbs. So you're talking about crocuses, daffodils, tulips, scilla, iris reticulata. There's a whole big group of these plants that you'd want to put in now. Now, if your ground is rock hard solid because of the possible drought where you are, then you might not be able to get them in. But obviously it's been pouring rain, so that isn't an issue. But he does recommend that if you can't plant them in the ground, maybe your hand's a bit weak, then put them into pots. Pots will also be fine too. Now, the importance of buying them now is because these are newly lifted, newly packaged, and straight in the garden centre. It's the earliest time that you can buy these, and that's important, because they're going to stay in those packs really until they're sold, which could be on the other side of Christmas. So they have literally months of sitting in those bags drying out. And it's particularly bad if you're purchasing your bulbs from a shop that has got heating in it, because it's just going to exacerbate it even more. So yes, buy them now. It is the best time of year. Get them in the ground immediately, if not pots, and they'll be fine in pots anyway, really. But yes, it's a great job. I completely agree. Oh, hold on a minute. If you're finding this video useful or even just mildly amusing, then don't forget to click the thumbs up, press on that subscription, and if you want to be notified of whenever we release a new video, then click on that notification bell. It helps us more than you know, and it allows us to do stupid visits like this in the future. Anyway, let's continue to find out what old Boiled Bun has to say. Put my bloody glasses back on. Too hot, too sunny. It's too lovely. Right, job number 3. Now, you remember we said at the beginning this title is 3 jobs to do now in September to give you beautiful flowering plants in the spring. Well, this job number 3 hasn't got nothing to do with that. It's about deadheading. Now, I'm not saying that this isn't a job you should be doing in September, because you should, because it encourages at least certain plants to continue to initiate new flowers, extending your ornamental flowering display up until the autumn. So we're talking about such plants as marigolds, we're talking about dahlias, that's an important one, we're talking about canna lilies, which you might not have been aware of. We could be talking about petunias, although there are new cultivars coming out which do not require to be deadheaded in order to encourage further flowering, and they are absolutely stunning. We've got a few growing here, and it's an amazing display for the autumn. Really impressed. So yes, this is the right time of year to do that job, but no, it's got nothing to do with next year's flowering displays. What are you talking about? So job number 4 in Monty Don's 3 jobs to do to make sure you get beautiful flowers in the spring is of course to do with your lawns. Nothing to do with flowers whatsoever, but fair enough. If you've had a drought like we have experienced this summer, then your lawns would have dried up. They have started to come back, but let's be honest with you, they're a bit of a state. There are lots of brown patches that you may wish to repair in order to bring the condition of your lawn back up to scratch. So I don't need to say anything about this because Monty Don has provided a couple of quotes. All I need to do is start Monty Don's theme music. Yes, hello, it is me, the Monty Don, the Mac Daddy of Gardener's World, and later in this episode of Gardener's World we will be checking out Carol Klein's prize pumpkins. Wrong program. No one will notice. Anyway, this is what I had to say about your lawns. If it is just a worn area of thin grass, rake away all thatch and moss and remove all weeds and thinly scatter grass seed, watering well and keeping it damp. The seed should germinate and grow in days. You should also avoid mowing for roughly 1 month. And if it does need a tidy up, use shears to give it a trim instead. I said that. That's what I said. Thank you. So there you have it. How to repair your lawn straight from the horse's mouth. No, I'm not saying that Monty Don looks like a horse. It is a common turn of phrase here in the UK. So there we have it. That is the end of the video. Those are Monty Don's 3 great pieces of advice that turned out to be 4 regarding how to get your flowers to bloom lovely in the spring, even though only 2 of those pieces of advice were correct. Who is to blame for this utter piece of useless article writing? It is Olivia Stringer. You should be ashamed of yourself. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you've got anything that you would like to add with regards to getting your lovely spring flowers blooming well in the spring, then let us know. Put it in the comments. We would love to hear from you. Did I say don't forget to subscribe? Well, don't forget to subscribe. It really helps the channel immensely. Boy do we need it after what we've been through. If you don't know about it, you can check some of our early videos. We got hacked, we lost the site by the skin of my teeth. I managed to get it back. Unbelievable. One day I might tell you that story, only if you're a good boy or girl. Enough. See you in the next video. Right now, just before you go, if you want to see more content, more behind the scenes stuff, and images that I've taken of some weird freaky plants over the years, then you're in luck, because we've created an Instagram page. So you can find the link in our description, you can find the link on our main page, and if I'm clever enough, I might be able to get a link somewhere up there. Anyway, thank you for watching, and if you want to see more YouTube stuff, then check out this video here. That's quite a good one. And if it doesn't float your boat, then another one right there. And enjoy these while I've still got the strength, imagination and aptitude to make them. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.